What's up, everybody? My name is Sebastian Bleak, and we are off the clock today with Mr. Carlos Garro. What's cracking, bro?
What's up?
How you
How you
doing, man?
doing? Fine.
What's that Costa Rica life like?
Uh, Now we have two active volcanoes, you know?
Man, what?
Yep.
You guys got
the
two
last
going now?
week, another one started making eruptions.
Uh-huh.
So now we have two active volcanoes.
Man, because I remember when I went, it was cracking, dude. There was ash everywhere.
Yes. It's like a little brother of the the one that you see 2 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. They start throwing ashes and vapor and everything.
Damn.
Last Friday was a big explosion.
Uh-huh.
Nothing, nobody was hurt about it because this is the funny part with the volcanoes. They give you some time to get out.
Yeah, they give you a little bit of warning, right?
Yeah, a little bit. So
It just sounds scary, man. I hope you guys are all right, right? Tell somebody else what's up.
Just a little ashes in the sky. Sometimes weird, funny smell in the air.
Nice.
You know, like boiling eggs.
Yes, I was gonna say sulfur. Yeah, boiling eggs.
But we're cool. We're cool right now.
Right on, dude. Well, I'm over here in Los Angeles. It's a little cloudy, but the sun's still trying to come out anyway. And I'm excited to see what you got for us today, bro. What you got going on? Let me see. I'm gonna throw your screen on right now.
All right.
There you go. Ah, we can see the wine bottles.
I see. This is our side business.
I love it,
This is
dude.
Plan B, just in case.
Yep, I love it. I love it.
Maybe next year we can start selling our cheapo fine wine. Uh,
Dude, you always do a great job with colors, man. I love how you get down with colors, man. That's beautiful.
Thank you. And the thing today is I want to show you some workflow. I think it's an old workflow
Uh-huh.
because right now you can, for example, if you grab some 3D program like Lightweight or Cinema 4D, you can make this in the blink of an eye, right?
Right.
But I have no these programs right now. Project Phyllis, which is the new tool that Adobe create to composite 3D images, is not powerful enough because it's a beta version right now. It's kind of limited, but it's a good start. But we have no time to learn these complex 3D tools, but we really know how to use Illustrator and Photoshop, so it's good enough for us, right? So for this demo, I start to looking for a bottle in the Adobe stock photo, right?
Yeah.
The luck that we have today is we have millions of photos right now in Adobe stock photo, right?
Yep.
So the good part is you can look for this asset that you need directly from your application.
Yeah.
Okay, if you hit this little magnify glass on the right side of your screen, you can look for, let me see, okay, start. You can look for directly into Photoshop or into the Learning Central that is included in your Creative Cloud application or in your Adobe stock. So if you look for wine bottles, you have direct access to your application to a variety of wine glasses in this particular case, right? If you see something that you like, like these 3 little buttons over here, you can add directly to your library. For example, I want to grab this, another one, and boom, it directly adds to the library that you're working right now, and Photoshop immediately add this photo into your layout for composite purposes.
I like it.
Okay, you have, of course, you can work with that, waiting for your final approval, right?
Can I ask you something about that, Carlos?
Yeah.
All right. So I was thinking about this. All right. So I'm using, these stock images, and it has the watermark for Adobe on there. Let's say I create a layout, and I haven't purchased them yet, so they still have the watermark. Then my client approves it, and then I say, okay, cool. And when I purchase them, do the watermarks just remove, or do I have to upload it? I got to bring everything back.
Just remove. And this is a part of the Adobe magic that they call it. Yeah. For example, I want to make this so rough and bad. For example, I'm going to add a mask to this bottle. Oh, it's the other way around. Sorry. Okay. This is the bottle. I don't know. Maybe we can add some effects to the, and you can see the watermark right here. It's not possible to erase that watermark.
Right.
just to to make clear that, and after you approve the photo, the only thing that you need to do is right click in the layer, or going to your library, right click, and choose a licensed image. After you do that, all the watermarks disappear, and you have access to a high resolution photo in this case, or vector if you are using vectors, directly from your application. You don't need to go to the website,
right?
As before. Before you need to go to the website, pay for the photo, download it, and then integrate again into your layout. The beauty of Adobe Stock is you can license the images directly from your application.
Nice.
Okay?
Oh, and that's cool because I see the little cloud icon on the thumbnail, so that indicates it's linked to the cloud.
It's linked to the cloud because this composite image that I use right here in my layout is already saved in my Creative Cloud workspace.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for example, if I'm working in our shared workspace, as you can see, right? Okay. If I license this image right now, you, as my coworker, have access to this file.
Oh, wow. Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
That's the beauty of this.
Dude, I like it all. I like it because it eliminates a bunch of steps, dude.
Man.
Imagine having to resize the image to after you purchase it.
And in the early years, you have access to a print catalog of photos. Yeah. You need to look for the photo, scan it, and when you are ready to buy, you need to call your provider, and they send you a high resolution photo, and you need to grab this photo and go to a service provider to scan it in the high resolution. Yeah, and it was so expensive because you have it depends on the license. You can use once the photo. And
that's crazy.
And that's it. Of course, you have more access. You have a bunch of photos in Adobe Stock Photo, but the thing that I love is you have access directly through your application. You don't need to log into a website. You don't need to make something weird. Of course, you have access to the website. If you go to stock.adobe.com and sign in with your Adobe ID, you have access to all your photos from the website, from your mobile device, etc. Okay, and then you can add this composite to your libraries for using in your workflow. All right.
Awesome.
So that's what I find, these 3 little balls that I want to use as our branding of wine.
Yeah,
right?
for a little mock-up, that's great.
A little mock-up of wine. Okay, as you can see here, the label covers, I can imagine, the middle of the bottle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I make some math calculations based on the distance of this label from here to here. Of course, I imagine or use my imagination,
Yeah, Barney time.
Barney time. No, I grabbed some proportions and decide to create a label. I use Illustrator in this case, and the size of this label is 7 by 7 centimeters. Okay. Here we use centimeters. Millimeters.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Nice and orderly.
Yeah. It's a standard measurement system.
Yep.
Okay, you use inches. That's okay.
Yeah, we just want to be different, bro. We just try to be different.
That's okay. Okay.
See, you got the nails and everything. You got black nails. I use inches. It's all different.
Yeah. So, this is the label that I created right here in Illustrator. It's a super quick layout, of course. I want to show you also this little mandala over here
That's beautiful, dude.
is an object that I save into the library.
Nice.
Okay, it's a vector one, so the beauty of that is you can save directly into your library, and you can use in every other software that have access to your library. So you can grab this baby here, and you have direct access to the vector shapes of this mandala in this case. Now you can see it's a very complex file because I have a lot of brush strokes. Mm-hmm. So I prefer to use as a library object and include here in my design. Mm-hmm. You can see here this is a very simple clipping mask. I paint the clipping mask with a little gray color for better understanding when I place this baby into Photoshop. Okay, and I also have another option right here, as you can see, that we can talk about this later. Okay, let me save this. Okay.
Yes.
And for the purposes of I use a little help from my friend Illustrator.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's difficult to distort the label in the right way in Photoshop, right? Because you need to know the measurement of this stuff. What I does here is I create a little rectangle. Okay, then I use the effect 3D revolve to create these cylinders, right?
Right.
The purpose of these cylinders is just to see how the label distort in a bottle.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, you can create the bottle directly in Illustrator, but it looks so fake, right?
Right. Right.
So let me move this. This is more or less the look that we have into Photoshop, right? But if you can see right here, let me turn on the preview. You can see how the label covers the cylinder, right?
Right.
Okay, that's just to give me an idea. If I have access to a bottle, I printed out a label. Is a good practice you need to distort or add this label into Photoshop to create a composite. This is a super power user tip and trick from our friend Russell Brown. You can add a grid to your label just to use as a guide into Photoshop. Okay, but we can talk about this in another session. Okay? When we have access to, when we have the real bottle and we take the photo of the bottle with our tools. Okay, in this case we need to simulate how this label covered the bottle. All right. So this is the explanation that we want to do right now, and then we need to go to our Photoshop file. Of course, I have a pre-cooked layers right here just to show how I build it. Let me start with the center bottle. Okay. As you can see here, I already placed the label. Okay. Then I distort it to following the shape of the bottle. Okay. To make this thing faster, I previously create 3 different paths for every bottle. Okay, because I want to use this path as a mask after I import the label. Let's concentrate in the middle. Bottle. Okay, and let me grab these babies right here and add to a group and start on a fresh new one.
Cool.
Okay, we have too many options to start working. We can cut in Illustrator and paste into Photoshop, or we can use the new features. For example, in this particular case, I want to use the place link command. Okay. What it does is they have direct access and is connect directly to the label that I create early in Illustrator. Let me save that just to have everything online. All right.
And then if you do it as a as a linked, does that affect the file size at all?
This is a question that in these days doesn't matter.
It doesn't even matter anymore, right?
Yeah. At least if if you have a enormous file, it doesn't matter. But
if you're Burt Monroy, it might.
For example, I think this.
But no, I see what you mean. You're right.
Yeah, this is a very, very tiny file, no more than. Let me look for it in the. This is our library. Okay, the label size 5 megabytes. There's nothing. Okay. I really don't care about it, except if I'm dealing with big files. Mm-hmm. But in this case, it's not necessary to take care of this. Maybe we can test after hours how many megas add with this way and another, right?
Yep.
But I think it's not necessary right now.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think students ask me that a lot because they have like really cheap computers.
That's what I'm thinking. Even for this exercise, I'm using high resolution images.
Nice.
But in some places I decrease the resolution to the half to accelerate the process. Okay. Maybe we can do it right now. I don't know. Let here. Okay, file, place link. As you can see here, they have no shortcut. Okay. I'm a little worried because I see a different thumbnail right here. Yeah, but let's see what happens. I just turned the options to see and to know that important Adobe Illustrator file with this PDF. Okay.
Yep.
Then I hit the place. I choose for the options, crop to, trim box, just to grab the correct size of the label in that I created in Illustrator. Okay.
Right.
Without any bleeds and nothing. Okay. So I hit the OK. Boom. And there you go. You have your label right here. And look at the icon, how different from the other. You have a little chain on the bottom that indicates your layer, in this case, is a link file.
Cool.
Okay. That's okay. That's a flat label, but we need to.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's on the bottle yet, bro. It isn't.
Okay.
It's not believable yet.
It's not believable yet. All right. So the problem that we have right now is we don't have any way to transform this object into a 3D or simulate 3D to cover the bottle. We already have it, but in flat surfaces. Remember the exercise that we create with the CD?
Yeah.
We can wrap the stuff around sharp and flat edges, but this is not the case. So we need to distort this label. But if I press Command T, Control T on Windows, if I want to use warp or distort, look at this.
Oh, it's not available.
It's not available. I don't know, because I don't remember if you see this with Michael. Sometimes smart objects need to make we need to make some tricks when some smart object, because this is a smart object, okay? But for having access to these transformations and the store options, we need to grab this layer again and transform it and convert this layer to a smart object again. Okay, what happened here is like this Russian dolls.
Yeah.
You grab the layer and place into another layer.
Yep.
Okay. If I double click here, look what happened. It opened Photoshop big file
PSB
with the link label.
Oh, it's still inside. It's linked in there. All right, so it's like Tupperware inside of Tupperware.
Exactly. So now I have access. Look at this.
Yeah.
Command T, Control T in Windows. I right click here. Boom. You have access to everything.
That's
all the
cool.
Distortions and warpings and everything. Okay.
Okay.
So that's the tricky part here. We need to see where is the bottle, right? So I'm going to decrease the opacity of this label, 70% maybe, a little bit more, 50%. Okay. You can see clearly here the end of the label, right? In the bottle. Okay. I just discovered for this exercise, we're using blank labels, okay? Plain white and blank labels. So we can make some tricky changing the blending mode of the
nice
of our label right here. But now it starts to distort. Okay, it's time to distort. So the first part I want to do is the following: Command T, right click, and I'm going to use transformation as it. And look at this.
All right.
I'm going to distort like that. Oh man, this is so wrong, right?
Yeah.
Yep, but we need to do it.
I'm like, what are you doing? I wish you could see
You need
my
to
face.
press the shift key.
Yeah,
no, it's not necessary. It's not necessary right now. Okay.
Right.
This is the tricky part here, and you need to trust in your feelings. Okay.
Okay.
And always have a use of your imagination, because we need to do that. Look at this. Command T again, right click, and we use warp. Okay. As you can see here, we have a little grid on top, right?
Yeah.
What it does is this. You grab this, you have access to these weird handles. You can see here, right?
Yeah. That's yes.
Remember the page card?
Yeah.
So you have access to that. But in this case, let me do it again. Look what we need to do. Okay. As you can see here, we have 1, 2 columns, 1, 2 rows. Okay. But these ones over here, and that's the one that I need to move. Don't scare. I want to make this a little shorter.
All
right. I need to place a guide just to know what happened. This is one problem. You have access to the guide, you see, but you don't see the guide.
You can't see it because you're still transforming?
Because I'm still transforming. So what I'm trying to do it right here is make the center part of the label bigger. Okay. And I try to, this is the cool part. I can commit the change.
Yeah.
Now I can grab my guides.
Yeah.
Okay. I already have it right now.
Yeah.
Let me grab my guys over here, and then I can go again to the transform tool, warp, and you have access to everything right here. Okay, now you see it. So let's store this baby. I try to keep the horizontal constraint angle. Okay, don't scare. Everything is under control.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. It doesn't allow you to hold down Shift, right?
It doesn't work. So.
So yeah, you're just free forming it right now, huh?
It's a free falling, man.
All right.
Do what happened right here. You need to move it again and start playing around a little bit. A little bit too much over here, because you can grab the is a start, is a testing and error process, as you can see here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to adjust it to taste.
Yeah, that's the only problem that I discovered doing this stuff. That's why I am talking earlier about create a grid into the, but you need the access to take the photo to the bottle. Okay, let's playing around a little bit. That's the part when we need soundtrack. Remember the Ipanema Girl? Because cool. Sometimes it's so boring to see someone playing around with this stuff.
Yeah, I feel you now, bro. Don't worry, we got music playing. We got music for you.
Yeah. Yes, I can hear it right now.
Yeah, you can't hear it.
Yeah, but I know there's some music playing around. Because it's so boring to see that live, right?
I mean, yeah, but it's cool actually. Still, I like to see the pixels move around like liquid. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of liquefied, as you can see here, and you can follow the shape of your label right here. even it looks cool because you grab the imperfections of the printing, right?
Yeah.
So let it right here. Okay.
Cool.
And the cool part, if you already can, if you need to adjust something, you can go Command T, right click, and have access to the warp tool. It's a smart object, so it's a not destructive.
Yeah, and I like that it remembers.
Modification.
It remembers your handles too. That's cool.
Yeah. It will be great if we have access, for example, to add more columns to the grid or something, but we have no access to that right now. And as I can see here, I make that label a little bigger than the original one, and you can see here distort in a better way. Okay.
Yeah.
So Adobe Magic.
That's cool, man. And then
But
they bring back up.
we need a little bit more.
Okay.
In this particular case, it's good to change the blending mode, because I already have a white plain label on the bottom, so I can grab my label and change the blending mode to multiply, and boom.
Yeah, okay, cool. Because I was gonna ask you, like, how'd you get the lighting there?
Okay.
So yeah, it's just the blending.
But we need to add more lighting and more effects. Right. As you can see here, I increased the size of the button on purpose because I already have a path right here. Command click to activate a selection, and then I add this selection as a layer mask.
Masky mask.
Mask. Okay. But you need to take some decisions for your workflow. For example, do you want a shiny label?
Yeah.
Or not? So if you want a shiny label, you need to add these reflections that you already have in your bottle, right? So the easy way is creating a new layer. Then we have a bunch of methods to do that, but I want to show you one. You can add a pad or whatever you want, but in this case, I prefer to use a polygonal lasso tool. Follow this shiny reflection over here.
Okay.
Because we can.
Yeah.
Then I check my banana tool. No, my my foreground and background color, and if I need to paint with the white color in this case, with the foreground color, I press Option Delete. I'll delete on Windows, right?
Yeah.
I need to blurry this a little bit, and I love to use smart objects. So nice. I just convert this layer. Let me change the name of the layer because I want to add a little blurry distortion on the side. I think 2 is okay for this particular.
Yeah, looks good.
You need to the beauty of that, if you can increase or decrease your size in the blink of an eye, right?
Yeah.
So because you double click the effect directly, and you have access to
back at
the main effect, right? So I change the blending mode for these two screen to lighten the colors below, and then I decrease the opacity to 30 or 40, whatever you want. All right. Okay, and I can hear somebody, hey bro, you need to
I'm waiting. Yeah, I'm waiting. What's up? What's going on there?
Yeah, I can feel you. Don't worry, because I can press the Alt or the Option key on my keyboard, and then I use this stuff, which is called the clipping layer. All right.
Yeah.
I love it.
I like
love
that.
the clipping layer, because what it does is you use the layer below as your mask for the top layer, right?
Yep.
So following this example, I want to add another layer to these reflections right here. Maybe we can do it a little quick.
Yeah, what's cool about that is it's going to speed up your workflow, because you could just kind of let it hang over, like a little bit of a bleed, so you don't have to be super precise, and then just clip it.
No, because, and sometimes, I know God is in the details, right?
Yep.
Or the devil is in the detail, I don't care. But it's practically the same, right?
Yep.
So you need to spend a few minutes creating this stuff, but then when you have everything done, it's so easy to change everything. In this case, I need again to add the Gaussian blur to this. Maybe I can decrease a little bit more the opacity.
Yeah.
And then you can also use the clipping layer to create that. And boom.
Nice. That looks slick.
but we have a very complicated client, right?
Yeah. I like the other one.
Yeah.
I like the orange. Didn't you have an orange version? Let's go back to that. Let's go back to the orange version. I think I like that one better.
Suppose we need to create that different kind. Red wine, Cabernet Sauvignon, white wine. I don't know. I don't like the wine so much.
Strawberry Hill,
okay.
Some Strawberry Hill, all that.
Okay. California has a lot of good wines, right?
Yep.
So we need the other one. So in all days, you need to do it again. Okay.
Yeah. You gotta start over.
Okay, you need to start over. But that's the beauty of the Adobe Magic. The only thing that you need to do is double click in your label. But remember, in this case, you have access to another layer. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, but you need to do the following. You can double click right here, and immediately it opens Adobe Illustrator.
Nice.
So I already have my other label over here. So all I need to do is save. Okay. Mm-hmm. Close that file. Jump into Photoshop again. You can see it's already updated. Yep. And then I save this again. Go back to our MockUp. And boom, you have already.
Boom, there it is.
Everything changed. Oh, and then when you start changing stuff, you start seeing your mistakes and everything. But you can have this mess and super quickly, right?
Yeah. And then once you get it set up, it's easy to replace them.
And then you can add a little shadows on the side of the
contact shadows and stuff.
Yeah, contact shadows to increase the contrast, so you have a more realistic composite.
Man, that was dope, dude. I like it.
All right.
That was super cool, dude.
Any question?
Actually, no. Let me see. One I wasn't asked you though. I'm lying. When you have that image in here as a flat one, there's nothing in 3D in Photoshop that does like a bend or anything like that. They don't have anything yet, like a.
You can create a cylinder. I think you can create a bottle here. So that you have a wine bottle. Let's see. So what it does is actually this. Look at this. Let me create another layer. Let me add some weird color right here and grab this. Create a new mesh from layer. I'm going to create a wine bottle. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
It's pretty neat, right?
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay. So look what happened. It grabbed the color and add as a label to the bottle.
It's cool. It just looks fake.
Yeah, it looks super fake, but look, it's not super fake if you compare to the other ones. You see.
Yeah.
You need. Maybe you can use this as a reference for your shadows and everything.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Ah, dude, that's cool. And then let me see. So you did this using basically just the warp functions in there. I don't know, man. I like it. The only thing I got out of, well, not the only thing, but one of the things that I noticed was, when you're doing your clipping layers, I need to get more into that, man. That's really cool. I like the clipping layer thing. And then Hana actually showed me during the weekend, last weekend, that like, I think one of those settings in the layers panel allows you to only draw where there's pixels below.
Yeah. This is how it works. Look at this. Let me create another file for better.
And I thought that was really cool because I don't have to like make a selection like Photoshop's just looking at the pixels below.
Let me create a super duper selection right here and add a new layer. I can add this color. As you can see here, I add some feather to the selection, right?
Yep.
So you can see how it diffused to the background, right?
Right.
So, and you can see clearly here where is the pixels and which pixel have no opacity or transparency, whatever you want to call it, right? So what clipping layer does is the following. If you add a layer, okay, and you, for example, grab the brush tool. Let me see the settings right here. Let me decrease a little bit and change for another color. Let me change to the essentials right here. Okay. Let's grab some blue. So if I paint, what happens is, of course, I paint on top of everything, right? But if I go to, now you can do it in different ways. If you go to your, let me see what is properties.
Oh, it's the one on the bottom.
Properties. Okay. Oh, you need to grab your layer. Oh no, you don't have access right here. No, but the thing is, I can only use using the shortcut that I know. It is grab the Alt,
click,
and put the mouse in the middle of the two layers, and then click.
Yep.
So look what happened. I can play around with the brush in this layer too, but you can only see the pixels that I'm painting through the opacity or transparency of the layer below. So this, if I deselect this,
now you see the whole thing. That's what I like. It's using the other one to clip it on the bottom. That's dope.
Yeah, that's great. And you can add more layers on top, and you can create some weird stuff.
Watch, and then do me a favor, get rid of layers 2 and 3.
Okay.
All right, and then create a new blank layer. I forgot which one it was. I think it was like, was it lock transparency or one of those? No, go ahead, create a new blank layer. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then I think she changed, like, I think it was lock transparency or something like that. Like that one, I think. I forgot
Lock transparency pixel. So the problem in this, I can paint because everything is transparent.
Oh, okay. Right? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. So apply it to layer 1. That's what it was.
Okay.
Layer 1.
Yeah. It is similar but different because if I lock that,
this is destructive.
Yeah. This is destructive. You can only paint onto your pixels.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what I was going to ask you, like the difference between them. But now you just made it clear for me that like,
the clipping layer is not destructive, right?
Got you.
And you can have access to this dialog if you press Alt and you create a new layer. You have access to this baby. Use previous layer to create a clipping mask.
Oh,
that's great. And sometimes you can use that. For example, if you need to add some texture or noise to a layer, this is one of the techniques that I use. I use this, and then in the blending mode, I use overlay and select the fill with overlay neutral color. So look at this. Nothing happened, right?
Right.
Because when you have 50% of grade with overlay, nothing happened.
You don't see anything, yeah.
If I add to this baby right here, if I add noise, for example,
that's cool.
Okay. Of course, in my regular workflow, I save this as a smart object. But what happens if I forget to do it and I need to decrease the opacity? Immediately after I apply the filter, I go to edit and have access to this fade.
Fade, yeah, that one's like a little hidden one, dude. That's a little hidden gem there.
Yeah, this is the old.
That's old school, yeah, for real.
Old part. Access to a destructive layer to make not so destructive. But just like only just work once.
And just so you know, Justin found this very interesting. Just so you know. But no, that's cool. That's a cool way. Like instead of creating a whole new mask or something, just using the artwork that already exists and kind of clip it that way. That's awesome, dude.
But when you need to put everything inside of a frame or something, I love the clipping layer feature.
Yeah, dude, I'm all about it, man. Well, thanks, bro. Thanks for showing me that. I'm gonna bug you for some more, man. Like, cause I was telling you last week, like I kind of want to play around with, I don't know, like content-aware features, some of like the healing tools and stuff like that. So, you know, I'd like to play around with those. I have
maybe in the next Photoshop week.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of exercises about it, and I can guide you through the history of the content aware.
That'd be cool. Cause I'm actually
how they introduced content aware in the beginning and how it evolution start to till the new features that we have right now.
That would be really cool, especially for me because next time I have Gary on, I want to show him a little bit of content aware stuff. He was doing something in his workflow where he rotated an image in Photoshop. So then obviously one of the corners was missing pixels, and so he used the stamp tool and I forgot what else to kind of like fix the area. But I was also thinking he could use like content aware to kind of just clean that area up.
Yeah, just create a selection and access the fill command, and you have access to the content aware field.
Right.
And you know, years ago, I take a picture for organization who helps the children that are in the hospital.
Okay.
The public hospital. So my work was taking at least 150 photos of the artworks that these little kids create. They create a bunch of artwork.
Yeah.
So I take the pictures of that, and then we create an agenda with this and print it out and sell, and all the money that we get selling the agendas is a donation to the hospital, right?
Yeah.
But the funny part is I spent hours before the content aware fixing the artworks.
Oh man!
Because it was a pain in the back, man.
I bet.
But after Adobe introduced the content aware stuff, man, it was like a breeze for me, because I already have grabbed the what you call the healing brush, spot healing, and vroom, 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 and that's it.
Yeah, man. So I want to play around with a couple more of those tools for Photoshop in the weeks to come. And, we never run out of topics for Illustrator because that's just so much fun. So, So it's pretty cool. All right. So next week we'll play around with some Illustrator stuff, and then we'll get back into...
I have already an exercise for the next week.
Okay.
I want to talk about how to use symbols. And the new feature that you can add a different appearance to a symbol. This is from a question that somebody make in the forums, in the Adobe forums. The guy, he creates or need to work with some kind of complex cat files. Let me look for that. I already have my own folder for the Adobe stuff. What is this? It's not tracing. No. Oh man, where is it? Whoa. It's not a tracing. It's not GPA. It's not this one right here. Oh man, I forgot what I think it's right here. Let me close this. Save it. Oh no, it's not here. I can remember where I left the file. But basically, the guy need to mask part of the artwork. But it's a super complex artwork. This mapping is something from maps that they need to grab some portion of the map.
Okay.
And man, it was too complex. So of course I start with the traditional way, and then a guy in the forum say, "Hey, why you're not using symbol?"
Yeah, 3D symbol.
No. Maybe we can talk about this next week.
All right, that'd be cool. Yeah. Let's go ahead and set it up, bro. So yeah, let's get you out of here, man. So you go ahead and get some rest, but that'll be fun. Anything you want to cover like that'll be great.
Nope.
And I'll do a little quick tip for that week as well, and then also, God, what else did I want to tell you? I talked about the new cropping feature in Illustrator with Justin the other day. We went over some of the basics. So I don't know. I remember there was like a little bug in there or something. So maybe you could show me some of the issues you've ran into with the cropping tool next week or something. I'll ask you about it then. I'll ask you about it then. You don't have to get anything set up for it. I'll take care of the cropping stuff. But I just kind of want to pick your brain a little bit about it.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
All right, brother. Well, thank you so much, man. I'm gonna go ahead and
thank you for inviting me. Let me stop sharing my screen.
Oh, you're all good, bro. We got you up right now. So if you have any questions on any of this, please hit up Carlos over on Twitter. It's Garro. You see the name right there on your screen. Go ahead and take a little screenshot of that. And if you want to hit me up, go ahead and hit me up on Twitter, or make sure you go over to my YouTube channel, subscribe, and check out the videos.
Send your question through the YouTube channel and Twitter, whatever you want.
and then we'll go ahead and get you answered on that. All right.
That's right.
So cool, bro. Let's get up out of here,
Okay.
man. Let's get you
All
out
right.
of here. Bedtime for you or tacos.
Okay.
All right.
See you.
Later, bro. Thanks.